of William Shakespeare Abridged. I have a few brief announcements before we get underway. Use of flash photography and the recording of the show by any means, audio or video, is strictly prohibited by the management. Also, just turn off any pagers or cell phones, just anything that's going to make noise in general. And that's good to see right there. Also, there's no eating, drinking, or smoking in the auditorium during the performance. For your convenience, tours are located in the lobby. And if you would just take a moment now to just locate the exit nearest your seat. Should the theater experience a sudden loss of pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. Simply place the mask over your nose and mouth and continue to breathe normally. If you're attending the theater tonight with a small child, simply place your own mask on first and let the little bugger fend for himself. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Brian Lukenich. And tonight, my two partners and I, we're going to attempt a feat which we believe to be unprecedented in the history of theater. That is, to capture, in a single theatrical experience, the magic, the genius, the towering grandeur of the complete works of William Shakespeare. Now, we've got a lot of ground to cover tonight, so at this time, I'd like to introduce a man who's one of America's preeminent Shakespearean scholars. He has a bachelor's degree from the University of California, Berkeley, where I believe he read 2 books about William Shakespeare. He's here tonight to provide a brief preface to the complete works of William Shakespeare Abridged. Please welcome me in joining Mr. Jim Barton.
William Shakespeare. Actor, poet, playwright, philosopher, a man whose creative and literary genius had an immensely profound influence upon the consciousness and culture of the entire English world. And yet, how much do we know and appreciate the tremendous body of thought contained in a single book? Too little, I argue. I believe I can illustrate this by conducting a brief poll here among our audience. If I have the house lights for just a moment, please. Now, you are a theater-going crowd, no doubt of above average cultural and literary awareness. And yet, if I may just have a show of hands, how many of you have ever seen or read any play by William Shakespeare? Just read it.
No, just start
going.
Just keep going.
Oh, what should I do?
Narrow it down.
Let's see if we can narrow it down a little bit, shall we? How many of you have ever seen or read, let's say, All's Well at England? All's Well? Anybody? Anybody? Well, that seems to be separating the wheat from the chaff rather nicely. Let's see who the true Shakespeare trivia champs are tonight. Have any of you ever seen or read King John? King John, anybody? Anyone? You have? What would you mind telling me what's it about?
It's about a hunchback.
Right, I laugh, I scoff, ladies and gentlemen, but let he among you who is free from sin live in a glass house. For that face, ladies and gentlemen, represents all of your faces. His empty brain represents your empty brain. Those glazed eyes are your glazed eyes. These teeth are your teeth, and they cry out, "Floss me." Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that our culture's collective capacity to comprehend, much less attain a genius of William Shakespeare, has been systematically shrunken by sitcoms, sodomized by soap operas, and ringed by reality TV. But, never fear, your intellectual salvation is here.
Sing it, brother!
We descend among you on a mission from God and the literary universe to help spread the holy word of the bard to the masses.
Testify!
Bring those first halting steps out of the 20th century quagmire of Dr. Phil, Hilrado, and adventurous Raphael, and into the future. A glorious future while this book will be found in every hotel room around the world. This is my dream, and it begins here tonight. Join us by opening your hearts. Please open your hearts. And your pocketbooks. Please. Or simply charge your donations to 976 BARD right now. That's 976 BARD. Please. You got money.
Well, generous crowd. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
On with the show, and may the bard be with you. Thank you, and hallelujah.
Now, those of you who own a copy of this book, which I'm... Now, as I was saying, those of you who own a copy of this book know that no collection is complete without a brief biography of the life of William Shakespeare. So, at this time, I'd like to introduce the third member of our troupe. Please welcome to the stage Mr. A.J. D'Alfonso.
Don't touch them. They go in order.
Good, buddy.
Hi. As you can see, I'm not an audience member. I completely fooled you. I've just been taking a few notes on Shakespeare's life, so we could get the show off to a good start, and you could know all the wonderful, amazing...
AJ, just get on with it, please.
Okay. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in the town of Stratford, Honeyhaven, Warwickshire. The third of 8 children, the eldest son of John Shakespeare, a locally prominent merchant, and Mary Arden, daughter of a Roman Catholic member of the landed gentry. In 1522, he married Anne Hathaway, a farmer's daughter. A farmer's daughter. He gave the... He is supposed to have left Stratford after he was caught poaching in the deer park of the local justice of the peace. He arrived in London in 1588. By 1592, he achieved success as an actor and a playwright. After 1608, his dramatic progression lessened, and it seems he spent more time in Stratford. There, he dictated to his secretary, Rudolph Hess, the work Mein Kampf, in which he set forth his program for the restoration of Germany to a dominant position in Europe. After reoccupying the Rhine land zone between France and Germany and annexing Austria, the Sudetenland, and the remainder of Czechoslovakia, Shakespeare invaded Poland on September 1st, 1839, thus precipitating World War II. I never knew that before. Shakespeare remained in Berlin until the Russians entered the city, when he committed suicide with his mistress, Ava Braun. He lies buried in the Church of Stratford. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, without further ado, we are proud to present the complete works of William Shakespeare Abridged.
plays many parts. One man in his time plays many parts. How true, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to begin our exploration of the greatest of all English playwrights, and with his most beloved play in Verona, Italy, with Romeo and Juliet. Now, of course, it would be impossible to portray all the roles in Romeo and Juliet using 3 actors. That's why we're using 2. That's right. AJ and Brian will be attempting to portray all the major roles in Romeo and Juliet while I fill in bits of narration. After extensive textual and literary analysis, we have decided to begin our version of the play with the prologue.
2 households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge breaks a new mutiny.
Where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 crows,
star-crossed lovers stake their life. Their prison entered piteous overthrows, do with their death bury their hair strife. Thank you.
Act 1, Scene 1. In the street meet 2 men, tall and handsome. One named Benvolio, the other named Samson. Their ancient fuel by an ancient feud. For one serves Capulet, and the other Montague.
No, I like to rise when the sun she rises. Early in the morning.
How to fix.
Oh, it's him. I hate his guts. I swear to God, I'm going to kill him. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb. Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No,
Or
sir.
if you do, sir, I am for you. For I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Yes, better.
You lie.
Rebellious subjects, let me see the peace.
Uh-oh, it's the prince.
Ahem.
Sorry, the character formerly known as Prince.
Refrain us of this neighbor-stained steel. You, Capulet, shall go along with me. Benvolio, come you this afternoon to know our father pleasure in this case.
No. Where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right. Glad I am he was in that fray. But see, he comes. Romeo, he cried. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied. A good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
I knew, struck 9.
I mean, sad hours and long.
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love, out of love,
Out of favor where I am.
alas that love, so gentle in his view, should be so rough and tyrannous in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will.
Go ye to the feast of Capulet. There such the fair Rosaline, who now so loveless in all the united beauties of Verona. Go thither and compare her face with some that I shall show, and I shall make the things I swan. Correct.
I'll go along with no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of my own.
And so much for Act 1. Now on to the feast of Capulet, where Romeo is doomed to meet his Juliet. And in the scene of timeless romance, he'll try to get into Juliet's pants.
She that tears and torches the burden bright. She must have come to her mouth. For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. If I profane with mine worthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle finest this, my lips too blushing here to stand, ready to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much. Which manly devotion shows in this. For sake of Kennard-Dale woman's hands do touch. And Palmer, holy Palmer's kiss.
Have not seen lips and holy palmers too.
I go from lips to famous use in prayer.
Oh, then dear say let lips do what hands do.
You do move to grant for prayer's sake.
And move not from my curse effect I speak.
From my lips to sinner they took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass me the earth, give me my sin again.
No, hey, this man. No, no. You kiss by the book. Yes, coming, mother.
Is she a Capulet? Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest. What are you doing? Put salt. Would like to go over her face.
I'll no longer be a Capulet. What's in a name anyway? That which we call a nose by any other name would still smell. Oh, Romeo, don't thy name. Take all myself.
Take me at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never shall be Romeo.
What did you just say?
Call me but love, and henceforth I never shall be Romeo.
Call you but love?
Henceforth I never shall be Romeo.
You're but love.
No, I never shall be Romeo.
But love. Wait there,
Neither, dear maid, if either thee dislike.
Dost thou love me then? I know that will say I, and I will take thy word. And if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. Romeo, dost thou love me? Pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear.
I swear not by the moon!
Agent, who am I supposed to swear by?
Her. Who? Where? Right behind this woman. That one.
Behind which one?
No, see the one there?
I can't
In the
see what
jacket-
you're
in
pointing.
the
I'm not
jean
seeing
jacket.
it.
That one.
That one?
Yeah.
In the jean jacket?
Yeah, that one.
Lady, by yonder blessed virgin I swear.
Ooh.
Maybe not. I am her son.
I don't think so. Actually, not fair at all. Although I join thee, I take no joy in this contract tonight. Nope. It's too rash, too sudden, too unadvised, too like the lightning, which goes cease to be, ere one can say lightens. Sweet, good night. Sweet, good night.
Oh, will that leave you so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vows to mine.
Yourself before thou did request it. Second base is her second date. Gentle Romeo, and then good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose, marriage. Send word tomorrow. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Really, it is. Bye, Romeo!
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Oh, that ever sleep in peace so sweet to rest.
Lo, Romeo did swoon with love. By Cupid, he'd been crippled. Juliet had a loathsome cub, whose loathsome name was Tybalt.
Romeo, the love I bear, he can afford no good to turn this. Thou art a villain, therefore turn and draw.
Tybalt, do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee. Better than thou canst devise.
Now, wretched boy, I am for you. Oh! I am slain.
Moving right along. From Tybalt's death onwards, the lovers are cursed, despite the best efforts of friar and nurse. Their fate pursues them, they can't seem to die. And at the end of Act 5, they both kick the bucket.
Down the pace, you fiery footed steeds, and bring high night immediately. Come civil night, come Romeo, thou day and night. Come gentle night, come loving black-browed night. Oh, night, 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 night. Come. What? I didn't write it. Romeo!
My love! to bed his avarice, to leave me here in the dark to be his paramour. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, I drunk so quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Lunch! Bean burrito!
Oh my God! Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Oh, good morning! Now, where's my... What's this? A cup in my true love's hand? Poison hath been its time to send. Oh, girl, drunk all enough, no troubling drop to help me after. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger! This is thy sheath. Well, that's Romeo for you. They're rust, and let me die. The end.
That's the law. A blooming sea this morning, stop for sorrow, will not show its hand. Don't have more talk of these sad things. Some were punished and others pardoned, for never was there a story more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
And Romeo and Juliet are dead.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in preparing this unprecedented complete work show, we've encountered this problem. How to make these musty 400-year-old plays accessible to a modern audience. One popular trend is to take Shakespeare's symbolism and transpose his plays into more modern settings. We've seen evidence of this with Shakespeare's plays set in such bizarre locations as the lunar landscape, Nazi concentration camps, and even New Jersey. In this case, Jim has traced the roots of Shakespeare's symbolism in the context of a pre-Nietzschean society to the totality in which Jim's circular relationship were formed, contrasted by the complete otherness of the metaphysical cosmologies, with the ethical mores entrenched in the collective subconscious of the agrarian race. Soak in. Because I don't know what that means either. We are now proud to present to you Shakespeare's first tragedy, Titus Andronicus, as a cooking show.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, audience, and welcome to Roman Meals Live. I'm your host, Titus Andronicus. Now, when you've had a long day, your right hand chopped off, your son's murdered, your daughter raped, her tongue cut out, and both of her heads chopped off. Well, the last thing you want to do is cook, huh? Am I right? But we're gonna kick it up a notch and bring out my daughter Lavinia, and we're gonna show you how to cook the rapist and serve him to his mother at a dinner party. My daughter Lavinia and I will show you. Good evening, Lavinia.
Good evening, fella.
And how are you feeling today?
Up to earth, fella. I ought my arm dog.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? We'll get revenge, won't we? Now, heart filling, I will grind your bones to dust. And with this hateful liquor, I shall temper it. All right? Now, I'm gonna add some nice garlic, and then some maybe sauteed onions, some salt, and just bam, just put it all in there. Right? And of the paste, a coffin I will rear, and make a pasty of your shameful head. All right? Come with me and see the blood. Now, be sure to use a good, clean, a nice sharp knife for this and make a nice clean incision from the carotid artery to the jugular vein. Like so. Okay? Now the human body has about 4 quarts of blood in it. So be sure to use a big ball.
Yeesh, that's really gross, but...
And when that he is dead, it should be right about now. Let me go grind his bones to powder small. And with this hateful liquor, I recommend a nice Chardonnay or maybe a Merlot. Temper it and make a pasty of your shameful head. Now, once you have the pasty, you put it in the oven, maybe about 350 degrees, and 40 minutes later, you have this lovely human head pie, which I prepared earlier. That's delicious looking. With serving suggestion, lady fingers for dessert. Put some chocolate on that, put some whipped cream on there, and some more garlic. Bam! All right, who will be the first to try this delicious taste treat? Come, gracious Lord. Come, dread Queen. Pleased to eat. Pleased to feed. It's finger licking good, huh?
Hey, Carol,
All right, that's all the time we have for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next week on the Roman Food Network with our guest chef, Timon of Athens, as he shows us how to make a ratatouille out of the Merry Wives of Windsor. Until then, I friggin' hate Rachel Ray. And roll up and see.
I hope no one was too offended by Titus Andronicus. Shakespeare is a young writer who seems to belong to the early blood industry. No doubt, if he were still alive today, he'd be in Hollywood, working on Titus Andronicus 9, Justice. But we shall now move on to explore the genius evident in Shakespeare's more mature plays, as we present to you his dark and brooding tragedy, Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Speak of me as I am, and let nothing extenuate of one who loved not wisely, but too well. For never was there story of more woe than this of Othello and his Desdemona. Oh, Debbie!
Bob, can we get some house lights, please? We left AJ on his own to research Othello, and it looks like he looked up more in the dictionaries, a place where you tie up boats.
Which, in this context, is completely pea-brained. The word Moor in the 16th century refers to a person of African descent.
Oh. Well, don't I feel like a dork?
You should, man. Go with feeling about this. And ladies and gentlemen, we obviously have a bit of a problem in performing Othello. I mean, we're not exactly...
It was written for a black actor, and, well, it's just, I don't even tan. I can't even play basketball. Watch his jump.
Okay,
Look,
ready?
that's his vertical. Ready? I can't play back. We're what?
We're white, that's what we are. So basically, we're going to skip that play and just move on.
Hey,
Oh, we could go on to...
hey, guys, come on. Just because we're white doesn't mean we can't do Othello. I have an idea.
Oh, God.
It's better than the boat. Really, just trust me. Just Jim, drop a beat. It's the story of a brother by the name of Othello. He likes white women and he likes green jello.
Who made himself a menace because he didn't like Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Now Othello got married to Desdemona.
And he took her for the wars, and he left her alone.
It was a Mona.
A grown-up. He left her alone.
He didn't write a letter and he didn't telephone her.
Yeah.
Othello loved Desi like a Adonis loved Venus.
And Othello loved Desi because she had a big sword.
Yeah,
He was sly.
He was sort of a jerk.
he said, I'm gonna shut them all.
How you gonna do it? Tell us.
I know it's for the claws. Let him
Too damn jealous.
I need a dupe, I need a dope, I need a gun, but tomorrow.
So he grabbed a chump sucker by the name of Cassio.
And he plants all in his Desdemona's handkerchief.
And then he gets the one, just a maybe if, or he be out fighting, commanding an army.
Or Desi and Cass getting pretty friendly.
They call him back home and you know where it is.
And he thinks he pulled it off without a hitch.
But there's a million at the
But
door.
we met in Act 4.
She said, you big WC, you weren't no strong, but she was
Please.
She was
She was virginal too.
So why do you have to go and make a face
down blue?
It's true, it's you. Now what's he gonna do? And the fellow said,
Damn, it's getting pretty scary.
So he pulled out his blade and committed hurry.
he almost got caught.
Loaded up his bag.
And moved to Beverly.
Hills, that is. Africa.
Let's take a move away from some of this heavy tragedy and make it good comedy.
Okay,
Comedy's great.
Alright. Okay. Now see, when it came to comedies, Shakespeare was a genius at borrowing and adapting plot devices from different theatrical traditions.
That's right. These influences include the Roman plays such as Plautus and Terence, Ovid's Metamorphoses, which were hysterically funny. Not. As well as the rich Italian tradition of commedia dell'arte.
Yeah, basically Shakespeare stole everything he ever wrote.
Stole's a little strong, bro. Maybe distilled, perhaps.
Fine. Then he distilled the 3 or 4 funniest gimmicks of his time and milked them into 16 plays.
You see, essentially Shakespeare was a formula learner. Once he found a device that worked, he would use it.
Over and over and
over again. So our question to you is this, Mr. Shakespeare. Why did you write 16 comedies when you could have written just one?
In answer to this question, we have taken the liberty of condensing all 16 of Shakespeare's comedies into a single play which we've entitled The Comedy of Two Well-Measured Gentlemen Lost in the Merry Wives of Venice on a Midsummer's 12th Night in Winter.
Or
Cymbeline, Taming Pericles, The Merchant, and The Tempest of Love as much as you like it for nothing.
Or the Love Boat Goes to Verona. Comedy?
Comedy.
Comedy. Act 1. A Spanish duke swears an oath of celibacy and turns the rule of his kingdom over to a sadistic and tyrannical twin brother. He learns some fantastical feats of magic and sets sail for the golden age of Greece, along with his daughters, 3 beautiful and virginal sets of identical twins. While rounding the hill of Italy, Duke's ship is caught in a terrible tempest, which, in its fury, casts the Duke up on a desert island, where he's molested, along with the loveliest and most virginal of his daughters. This innocent vision of loveliness stumbles into a dark cave where she is molested by an inhuman green monster who symbolizes, that guy.
Act 2. The long-lost children of the Duke's brother, also coincidentally 3 sets of identical twins, have just arrived in Italy. Though still possessed of an air nobility, they are ragged, destitute, penniless, blame, fetch, and shadows of the men they once were, and in the utmost extremity are forced to borrow money from an old Jew, who deceives them into putting down their brains as collateral on the loan. Meanwhile, the 6 brothers fall in love with 6 kind sisters, 3 of whom are contentious, sharp-tongued little shrews, while the other 3 are submissive, air-headed little bimbos.
Act 3. The shipwrecked identical daughters of the Duke wash up on the shores of Italy, disguise themselves as men, and become pages to the shrews and matchmakers to the Duke's brother's sons. They all lead the lovers into a nearby forest, where on a midsummer's night, a bunch of mischievous fairies squeeze the Aphrodite juice of a hermaphrodite flower into the shrews' eyes, causing them to fall in love with their own pages, who in turn have fallen in love with the Duke's brother's sons, while the queen of the fairies seduces a jackass, and they all have a lovely orgy. Act
The fathers of the Italian sisters, finding their daughters missing, dispatched messages to the pages, telling them to kill any man in the city.
However, unable to find men in the forest, the faithful messengers, in a final misguided act of loyalty, deliver the messages to each other and kill themselves.
Meanwhile, the fish creature and the Duke arrive in the nearby forest disguised as Russians, and for no apparent reason, perform a two-man underwater version of Uncle Vanya.
Act 5.
Duke commenced first right there wrong.
The pages and the bimbos get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the mud.
During which the pages' clothes get ripped off, revealing female genitalia.
The Duke recognized his daughters.
Recognize their uncle.
The magician turns the monster into a bodybuilder/actor who becomes governor of California.
And they all get married and go out to dinner.
Except for a minor character in the second act who was eaten by a bear, and the Duke's brother sons, who, unable to pay back the old Jew, get themselves lobotomies.
And they all live happily ever after.
We'll now move on to the rest of the tragedies, because basically we have found that the tragedies aren't half as funny as the comedies. Take, for example, Shakespeare's Scottish play, Macbeth!
Good job. You know, I was just talking about theater.
Unless you perform it.
Because it's cursed.
Boom, boom, boom. Well, fortunately, however, we're not only able to perform a reading for Macbeth, but after much thorough research, we are able to do so in perfect Scottish accents. Double, double, toil and trouble.
Oh, that's dead great. And what McNeed, the guy McFear, old McGo. See you, Jimmy, no. That was from me, mother. Boom, untimely rip. Now, what do you think about that?
Oh, that's bloody disgusting. Totally like it. What's the problem if I choose? Lay on your tag his face!
Macbeth, you messed with what? You killed me. You stabbed me too.
I did not!
Hey, you didn't handle half of the way.
I did not!
Hey, behold, the lies used to push Carroll's head. Macbeth, ye off is out of the vinty. Here, hold this stuff. Thank you. And no, that never was there a story of more blood and death than this old Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth. Thank you. I'll take it.
Meanwhile, Julius Caesar was a much beloved tyrant.
All
hail, Julius Caesar!
Hail, citizens.
Who was glorified by a soothsayer.
Beware the young boy!
The great Caesar, however, chose to ignore his warning.
What the hell are they out to Mars?
The victory of Barton.
Well, that's like a month and a half ago.
Oh, God!
It's too
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your rears. I come to bury Caesar. So let's bury him and get on to my play. Antony.
And Cleopatra! Is this an ass I see before me? Oh.
Hey, you have this bizarre notion that all Shakespeare's tragic heroines were really ugly things and abominable before they died.
Well, don't they?
Shakespeare's plays Pepto-Bismol. Basically, Castro was about a romantic thriller between Egypt and Rome that was geopolitical power struggle.
Oh, it's one of Shakespeare's geopolitical plays. Wow, well, if I'd known that, I'd never have messed around with it. I mean, Shakespeare's geopolitical works are some of my favorite stuff. It's like the themes he wrote about 400 years ago are still relevant today. Like, what was that one he wrote about how nuclear energy affected the Soviet Union?
AJ, the Soviet Union didn't exist. They did nuclear energy.
Well, yeah, he did. And it was called Chernobyl Kinsman, and it was intense. It's about this nuclear reactor that melts down and pollutes all the air and water of the neighboring kingdom. But the king of Chernobyl denies that it ever happened, even though the patents are like growing secondhand and stuff. And then, in the second act, this radioactive cloud floats over to the new world and creates a genetically mutated race of TV evangelists. Chernobyl Kinsman.
No. Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kinsmen.
Not Chernobyl Kinsman.
Two Noble Kinsmen.
Oh. Well, what is Two Noble Kinsmen about?
It's about a girl who goes insane with the fear that her boyfriend is going to be eaten by wolves and her father hanged.
Well, is there anything in it about Boris Yeltsin?
No.
But I've never heard of that before.
Well, I'm not surprised you have. Well, because it's, ladies and gentlemen, Two Noble Kinsmen actually falls into the category of Shakespeare's apocryphal. I'll explain. That's sorry.
This could take a while.
It is actually known as part of what Shakespeare calls the apocryphal, or in some scholarly circles, the obscure plays, or the lesser plays, or simply the bad plays. And yet, not all of Shakespeare's apocrypha go without merit. In fact, one of his better plays, Troilus and Cressida, is hardly crap at all. I actually discussed it at some length in my soon-to-be-released book about Shakespeare entitled I Love My Willie. Which I'd like to quit it out for you right now. My manuscript. I thought we could do kind of a quick improvised version. I thought we could do a quick improvised version of.
Oh yeah, like a interpretive dance / like performance art.
Oh, I love performance art. It's so pretentious. We could use Troilus and Cressida as a jumping off point to explore the deeper themes of life, like the mythology involved in their rising and dissipation of forms.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Now, wait just a minute. I was actually thinking of more of a straightforward, scholarly approach.
Nah, screw that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Troilus and Cressida was written in 1603, published in quarto in 1604, and appeared in folio. Although this edition is some 166 lines longer than the second quarto edition of 1645, which is some 166 lines shorter. So this is that wrong, recognize Ladies and gentlemen, my book has nothing to do with dinosaurs or flashy pieces of ribbon. It discusses the possibility that Shakespeare's plays were written by a monkey at a typewriter. It's groundbreaking work. I can't read it from you. You covered the plot, right? What? Plot? Oh yeah, of course I covered the plot. I covered the plot at some length in my footnote on page 29.
The plot in the footnote?
It's thorough. It's thorough. Okay. Troilus, youngest son of Priam. King Troll.
You be the king, and you bring Turles.
Loves Cressida.
I'll get the wig.
And has arranged for a meeting with her uncle Pandora's. And although she feigns indifference, she's attracted to him.
I have to feign indifference.
Yes. Meanwhile, King Agamemnon, the Greek commander, has surrounded the Trojans.
Agamemnon. Jim, this is boring, boring, boring.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of stuff that kids need to study in school because it is so boring.
No, it's actually really
Yeah, like as soon as she said Agamemnon, I was asleep. No, I'm sorry. Folks, I've always been on. I said I will now be dry, boring, vomit the Shakespeare for these people. Turning off Shakespeare. I mean, that's what happened to me. I remember when I was supposed to be in school studying this Shakespeare stuff. Instead, I'd be looking out the window, watching all the kids playing ball, thinking to myself, why can't this Shakespeare stuff be more like sports?
Sports? Well, how do you mean?
Well, sports are visceral. They're exciting to watch. I mean, take for example history. Yeah, the kings and queens running around, chopping each other's heads off, the throne passing from one generation to the next. It's just like playing football, except you do it with a crown.
Yeah, I guess it is football.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. All right, line them up. Let's kick some rope. Yeah. 42, 25. Richard III, Henry VI. Part 1, 2, 3, up!
And the crown is snapped by Richard II, that well-spoken 14th century monarch. He's fading back to past, looking for an air downfield, but there's a heavy rush from King John.
Oh, my girl's flesh sinks down.
The crown is in the air and snatched by Henry VI.
Victory is mine!
Oh, but he's hit hard by King Richard, that rarely performed player from the 12th century, and he's down! Oh, he's really killing him out of there. This could be the end of the War of the Roses cycle.
King John is in the clear.
My soul,
He's at the 40, 30, 20, poison on the 10-yard line. Now is number 72, King Leader.
Divide we our kingdom in 3. Cordelia, you go long.
There's a penalty marker on the field. Fictional character on the field. Leader's disqualified, and he's not too happy about it. Right, coming in, Prince Howard, Harry the Fourth. Center snaps the quarterback. Quarterback gets the comeback. Looks like we're in trouble.
Oh, horse! Oh, horse, my kingdom for a horse.
There's a pirate on the field.
Go! And when he comes up with it, he's at the 20, the 15, the 10. He stops at the 5 and chop off his wife's head.
The whole family is freaking absurd. Especially Charles and Camilla.
Bob, could you bring up the houseflights, please? Can I borrow your program for a sec? Cake man.
What are you doing?
I think we've gone through all the plays already.
Really?
Yeah. And then we can let you all out a little early tonight.
That would be great.
You see, we did the histories just now.
And we covered the comedies a little.
Right, that leaves the tragedies. Let's see, I did, Titus and John gets full of blood.
Romeo and Juliet we did.
Julius Caesar, Troilus and Cressida, and we did Taming of the Shrew last year in Kiss Me Kate.
Right. We wrapped Othello. Macbeth we did in Scottish accents. King Lear was in the football game. What about Antony and Cleopatra?
Yes, I vomited on that nice man over there.
That's right. Timon of Athens I mentioned. Coriolanus.
I don't want to do that one.
Wow, what's the matter with Coriolanus?
I think it's offensive. I don't like the anus part.
Alright, so we skipped the 80s play.
That's all, right? Isn't that it?
Yeah, wait, you guys.
Oh no.
Hamlet!
Who did Hamlet? I don't know, it's right there.
Shakespeare didn't write Hamlet, did he?
Of course he did.
I thought it was a Mel Gibson movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, 36 plays down, ones ago. Perhaps the greatest play ever written in the English language. A play of such lofty and poetic
Wait, Jim. Hamlet's like really hard and intense. I don't want to do it.
Why were you telling me? We've already done 36, which is one more.
I know. It's just that, well, you see, that the football game left me emotionally and physically drained. And, well, I don't think I could do it justice.
Justice? Have you seen everything else we've done? AJ, we don't have to do it justice. We just have to do it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to do it.
AJ, this is called the complete works of William Shakespeare. I think they'd like to see Hamlet, right?
Hamlet?
Okay, fine. So we'll call it the complete works of William Shakespeare, except Hamlet.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, I don't want to do it, and I don't have to watch. I'll sit here with this nice man. He's my friend, and I'll just watch. Don't touch me! You all right? I'm fine.
You're going to do Hamlet now, right?
Yeah.
Geez, have a cow. Here's your program back. Sorry I got kind of trashed. So, we need sorry about that. We can start with the Garsons. We need Bernardo and Horatio.
Right, we're gonna need Rosie Prince and Gillies tonight.
Nah, they got their own play. Wait, AJ, what are you doing?
I'm killing.
I'm sure they'll be right back.
This time we'll take a 15-minute intermission. As a reminder, no food or drinking permitted in the auditorium.
Hey guys. make it through the second act, it's another 14 hours. So, Jim and AJ aren't quite back yet. Actually, Jim called during intermission and he said he found AJ in Northtown trying to find a ride out. But he told me to cover the sonnets while, until they get back. Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets, which I had condensed onto this 3x5 card. And I was thinking that, maybe what we could do is I give it to you, and maybe you read it, enjoy it, right? It's a lot of information. It's really a lot of fun. And then what you want to do is you want to pass it to her, and then she can read it and enjoy it. I'm a little too anxious here. I gotta explain. And then what you want to do? Okay, here's where it might get a little tricky. So follow along. You want to pass it back to her, right? But then what you want to do is you want to count to 11.3 in your head, and then you have to throw the card, and it has to go to her. And then what you have to do is you have to get it back to her, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pass it. Are you following? You have to pass it up to her, right? You're going to read it, enjoy it. You have to read it, by the way, in 11.3 seconds. You. You're smart. You do good at school. And then what you're going to do, okay, you are going to get the card over to Mr. Barr over here. Or, I'm not supposed to know who that is, so that guy. And then, but you can't step on the cracks. That's lava, okay? Lava thing was funny. It's good. And, when you get the card, speed. You got it, man, all right? And then what you're going to do, pass it to him, right? You want to get it back to Kevin, or that kid. What you're going to do is you have to do 3 hops. They have to be like this, though. and then we got to do the exact same pattern, only backwards, in reverse.
Flips backwards and reverse.
You sure already have this. Shouldn't be asking questions. It's not like this is real hard. And then what you're going to do is, after... totally. Let me go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and start with you. Can we get some house lights, please, so you can read this? Okay, just forget the house lights. Yes, go ahead. Read it and enjoy it. I'm sure by the time he gets back to you, it has to get back to him, by the way. By the time he gets back to you, I'm sure Jim and AJ back. Read it.
Sorry it took so long.
Yeah, Jim and AJ, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, I don't want to do it. It's just so big. It's got so many words.
AJ, we've already done 36 plays. Come on, let's just... not this again. Well...
Oh my God, is that healthy? Because I saw something, it was on the side.
Well, okay, you can take it backstage. Alright, I'll take the introduction out here. Bob, can I get a little bit of mood lighting for perhaps the greatest play ever written in the English language? Yeah. Hamlet, the tragedy of the Prince of Denmark. The place? Denmark. The time? The 12th. Maybe 13th century, give or take. The battlements of Elzero Castle. Round about midnight, 2 guards enter. Hey, come on, let's go.
killed yourself?
Oh, long live the king.
Bernardo?
He does not so well. Get thee to bed, Horatio.
For this relief, much thanks.
Well, good night.
Peace break thee off. Look where it comes.
Marcus, Horatio, it would be spoke to.
What art thou? By heaven, I charge thee, speak. 'Tis gone.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen here tonight unto Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Oh, that is too solid flesh would melt, fall, and resolve itself into dew. That it should come to this, but 2 months dead, so loving to my mother. Frailty, thy name is woman! Thy funeral feast did wholly furnish forth the marriage tables. My lord. What? My lord? Oh, Horatio. It's oh.
Saw who?
The king, your father.
The king, my father? But where?
Upon the platform where we watched.
'Tis very strange. I will watch him. Perchance he'll walk again. All is not well, Horatio. Would the night were come. Would the night were come. It is very cold in the air, quite truly.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us.
Mock me.
In the state of Denmark.
Revenge my murder.
Murder! Murder!
The servant that distinguished thy father's life now wears his crown.
My uncle!
Your uncle!
Let not the bed of Denmark become a couch for incest.
Incest?
A couch!
Adieu, Hamlet. Remember me.
My lord, this is strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, in terms of your philosophy, so test off.
Ow!
Methinks I shall make a need to anti-disposition on. The time is out of joint. O cursed spite, that ever I was born to exit right.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be.
Ow, now, Ophelia, what's the matter?
My lord, I was sewing in my closet when Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, now hat upon his head, tails his shirt, broke his knees, knocking with a look so hideous and porpid as if he lose the hell to speak of horrors. He comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
I know not.
Why, this is the very ecstasy of love. I have found the cause of Hamlet's lunacy. Since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief. He is mad. Look you where the poor wretch comes reading. Away, I do beseech you. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, Governor,
Do you know me, my lord? Excellent well.
you are a fishmonger.
What do you my lord.
Words, words, words.
Could this be madness? If there's a method in it.
Daddy, the players are here and they want something. I don't know what they want, but you'd better hurry!
Are they wearing suits?
Come on! No, they're wearing suits. Coming, really. Just hold on. Please stay away. Walk alone. He's fine.
What?
I am mad for north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before my uncle. I'll observe his looks, if you do but blench. I know my course. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. That's great. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Shut up. To take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end. To die, to sleep, or just to hope that you can take a nap and wake up in time because you're gonna make dinner for 12 and you're gonna make guacamole. It's a hard recipe. I can't do it. I can't. No, I don't want to do it. No.
Jim, stop.
I'm not doing it. No.
Jim, look, Brian and I have been talking about it backstage. Yeah. You don't have to go on with the speech if you don't want to.
A little embarrassed.
Ladies, you'll have to excuse him. This is a very heavy, emotional speech, and, well, he's been under a lot of pressure lately, what with what's going on American Idol.
Sanjaya!
Sanjaya was Jim's favorite person on American Idol.
He's so tan.
Yeah. And a real good singer.
So, anyway, we're just going to go ahead and skip the speech. We're sorry if anybody feels ripped off, but we think it's a really overrated speech anyway. I mean, Hamlet is supposed to be talking about killing his uncle, but instead, he's talking about killing himself. We just feel it really weakens the character. So, I'm just going to go ahead and skip it, move on. Don't miss too much.
Should we go to the play within the play sequence?
Yeah, we'll just skip ahead like a little bit.
Oh, wait. There's that one speech in Hamlet's, and I don't really think we should cut it.
The what a piece of work is man speech. Right. Well, you see, there's this one speech that goes. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, foregone all comfort exercise. For indeed it goes so heavy within his disposition, that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. The air, look you, this brave overhanging firmament, this majestic roof fretted with golden fire, it appears to me no more than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how infinite in form, in moving and express, how admirable, in action how like an angel, and apprehension how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, what is this quintessence of justice? Man relates me not.
Yeah. So, we'll skip that speech and go right to the killing. Oh, wait. What about the get me to a nunnery scene?
Ooh, we can't. I'm not in the right costume.
We have to. It's central to the plot.
I can't. I'm not the right character either. Ophelia is a very difficult and complex character.
No, it's easy.
It's not.
It is. Anybody can play that character. My mother can play that character. That lady right there can play that character.
Well, let's get her into it. Let's give me a headache.
Guys, Jim's isn't fair. We didn't use your speech. You can't just bring some bozo on stage and
Jay, she's not a bozo. And besides, she volunteered. Now, okay. First off, what's your name? You and I already know. Alright, can I just call you Bob? It's a lie. Alright, okay, Bob, it's a very simple
It's
scene.
extremely difficult.
Okay, now, Hamlet and Ophelia. yeah, have had this relationship in the past, but what's been going on with his father and his mother and his uncle and yada yada yada, he can't do with it.
He's being a jerk.
He says, "Get me to a nunnery," okay? And all Ophelia does in our version of the play is scream. That's all she does. So Hamlet's like, "Get me to a nunnery," and you scream. All right? So let's give it a try.
Good luck.
Okay, he's in
Get me to a nunnery!
that was pretty good.
All right.
No, it sucked, really. I don't mean to be catty, but you're not an actress, and frankly, it shows. You obviously had no idea what was going on inside of Ophelia's head.
Actors use what they call subtext, Bob.
Or inner monologue.
Exactly. That's what you didn't have. And as a result, your performance was so flat and one-dimensional, but you showed a lot of heart, a lot of courage, a lot of, as Shakespeare would say, chutzpah. So, I think we should workshop this. Bob, would you bring up the house lights, please? I think we should really get everybody involved. Create a supportive environment for Bob here. Why don't we divide the audience up into his ego and superego?
Like a Freudian analysis?
Yeah, like a Freudian analysis.
Yeah, sweet, I get the id.
I'll get the ego.
Okay, now you're down here.
That's just good.
Now you're just ego. At this point in the play, your ego is flighty, it's confused. It's an ego on the run.
Right, so Bob, we'd like you to symbolize this. Oh, is it okay to play Bob? Okay, Bob, okay. We'll have you symbolize this by running back and forth across the stage. Oh, sorry.
He's a tough guy. Let me see.
Back and forth across the stage in front of Ophelia. As fast as possible.
Are you fast?
That's
Let
fine.
him go to town then.
All right, let's give it a try. Ready? Go. Just go.
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 Come on.
Wow.
All right, that's good.
A little bit of an egomaniac. All right, now this section, you're going to be Ophelia's id, okay? Her id is confused. It's wishy-washy. It's a wash in a sea of alternatives. All right, so id, arms up. Ready? Wave them back and forth, kind of undulate, and say, okay? Ready? Go! Try it. Alright, that's good. Alright, you can say something later,
Wait a second. This guy was a little less enthusiastic. Alright. You know what that means, don't you? You're gonna have to do it all by yourself.
Don't worry, nobody's watching. Except everybody. Ready? Go. I want to hear it!
Enunciate.
Let it flow.
One more time.
Right now. So, why don't you guys progressively welcome to being a superego. This is the final psychological component. It is made up of those most emotions inside your head. They're very strong, they're very difficult to shake. Some people never shake them in their whole lifetime. Sort of like Catholicism. So, we'll divide you up into like 3 sections. Your section A. And everybody from here mirror. Okay? See here. Your section B. B. That's the second letter in the alphabet. And everybody from here, right here. See here. Your section Q. Your section Alright, now, section A, you're the masculine part of the theater's brain. The animus, so to speak. We'd like you to use Hamlet's line for this. We'd like you all to say, "Get thee to a nunnery." Let's try it. Section A.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Section 8, that was awful.
Yes, work with me on this, people. We need it very loud, very strident. Section A.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Yes, much less totally pathetic.
Okay. Now, section B. You're the voice of vanity, saying, "For God's sake, do something with yourself. Put on some makeup or something." Really, no offense. This is straight out of Shakespearean text. We'd like you to use the line, "Paint an inch thick." Section B. Wow. Well, it's supposed to go that section A should learn a thing or two from section B, but really, I don't think so.
Section A kicked Section B's ass.
Now, these things you for last, because we're going to need you relevant to a modern context. Say, okay, they're relevant to where we are today. So, maybe she wants to power, or she wants to be inner femininity. And maybe she wants to be a corporate executive, but at the same time, she wants to be a baby. And maybe she's tired of her deep down under that way chick. And she just wants to stand in the first up and say, "Look, Hammond, cut the crap. My biological clock is ticking and I want things now. But I ain't gonna do it."
We'll just have to say that.
Right. People have to say, "Cut the crap, Hamlet. My biological clock is ticking and I want things now." That's right. Section C.
Cut the crap, Hamlet. My biological clock is ticking and I want things now.
She's rather put each other out and the rest of the world.
Tell us. Section C. Cut the crap, Hamlet. My biological clock is ticking and I want things now. Yes, that's right. Okay. Now, stop. Your job as an actress. Okay, we're going to get everything involved here. The id, the ego, the superego.
Biological clock.
Maybe, maybe not. Your job as an actress is to take all of these things and synthesize them within your soul. And then that moment of truth, we will create a mighty frenzy. And all teaching goes to you. Everything stops. And you let out that scream that epitomizes Ophelia. Ah! She just can't wait. And remember that no matter what happens, act natural. Okay, start with the ego.
All right. On your mark. Our football season. On your mark. Get set. Go!
Arms up, arms up! Maybe not! Section A!
That was great, guys. Way to play along. Round of applause for everything. What's next? You boy. What you said? Dumpster afterwards. We really shared something there, didn't we? But now we're going to digress. Back to Hamlet. Act 3, Scene 2. Famous play within a play sequence in which Hamlet discovers conclusive evidence that his uncle has murdered his father.
my lord ready to hear this piece of work?
I, King too present. And now, how goes my cousin Hamlet and my son?
A little more than kin and less than kind.
This words are not mine. Have nothing to answer, Hamlet.
My lord, take a seat.
You there, out of my seat. Things that I'm here to do with. I'm not saying. The royal family of Denmark is common sense. The Amanda of Gonzaga, my lord.
You have to stand all for the It's in this. You have to. I understand you can go sit. I got you. Yeah, just seat right.
Seat right there.
Yeah. Just, no, you can't sit. I'm just kidding.
Just remember that necessary aging for the staff there. King of Denmark.
Oh.
Right. My lord, act one.
My lord, actually.
Alex, the lord, my play.
Methinks the lady will protest too much. Get it? Get it? She doesn't get it.
My lord, act two.
It's her day.
That's cool. This place will hold up the show.
Ba-da. Ba-da. Dum, 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 dum. Wife, away! I'll take the ghost word for £1,000.
My lord, the queen will speak with you in her closet.
Then I will go to my mother.
Behind the arras, I'll convey myself and hear the process. Hey! Hey, where's the damn arras in this joint?
Coming. Low budget. Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much affected.
Father, you have my father.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not marry to me.
Help! Help!
How now, rat? Dead for a ducat. Dead.
And now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper, where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten.
Oh
no, it's Laertes!
Son of Polonius!
Brother of Ophelia!
Snap,
Thank you. Hold on, Violet King. I'll be revenged for Polonius' murder.
Ah!
Sweet Ophelia!
Ah!
Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia!
They poured him barefaced on the bier with a hey nonny, hey nonny. Brave Nanny. That's you. With a hey nonny. I am mad. I'm out of my crazy little mind. See, this is acting. Rosemary, former husband, I would have given you violets, all that they withered, when he died. Ooh, I'm feeling a little nauseous.
Hamlet comes back.
Wait, run. What's the next scene with Ophelia?
What?
What's the next scene with Ophelia?
There are no more scenes with Ophelia. Hamlet comes
No,
back.
come on, I'm upward. What's the next scene with Ophelia?
Seriously, that's all Hamlet wrote. Hamlet comes back.
What happened to her?
She drowned.
Okay.
Hamlet comes back. What would I undertake myself my father's son indeed. More than in words, to cut
Here I am!
This skull had a ton in it once, and could sing. And then came the whole low carb frenzy. Alas, my lord, for I knew. But soft, here comes the queen. Couch me a while, and depart.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and uncompleted flesh may vital spring.
Streets to the streets, farewell.
Hold off the earth awhile, glad caught her once more in mine arms.
What is he whose name bears such an emphasis? 'Tis I, Hamlet the Great Dane.
Gentlemen, Hamlet, Laertes, no!
The devil take thy soul!
Come, give us the foils.
Come on, forgive me.
Now be careful, those are sharp.
Thanks, Mom. Come, my lord. One.
No!
Judgment.
A hit, a very palpable hit.
What are you wearing?
Let's play Guess Who I Am. Hamlet, drink up this cup.
Nay, set it by a while. Mother, uncle, father, whatever the hell you are. Just
One very sick individual.
My son.
how's that gonna work?
I got a little dirty. Just take the sword.
Oh, and be sure to listen to the satanic messages. Silence is resident, thee follow I.
Oh, it's dead!
Sweet in my own.
Boils the upskip, Dana Hamlet, I is this.
Sweet that you sweet.
Everything in her leg.
Breathe that comes here, your or last.
Sweet to Cecilia. Father, my head.
Dead, jump away for dead.
Help! Murder not that one part.
Matter of the mass.
Caesar in the head.
Come on, unless you're giving the speech to speak. Murder it to thee dead. Be two not or be two. Earth and heaven.
Strange is this, Lord mine. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the complete works of William Shakespeare.
But
Abridged.
what about Venus and Adonis and the rape of the crusty?
Believe it or not, we do this tomorrow afternoon. So, if you'd like to tell your friends.
If you didn't tell, you're right.
You know, what about the cabin and Pilgrim?
No, shut up.
Okay, once again, thank you for coming in. I'm Lukenich.
I'm Jim Barton.
I'm A.G.D. Alfonso,
And we're going to Disneyland!